Walk, cook, walk, episode 18. Huh, seems like I've lost the daylight, but I've got a torch. So, I am still going to be going cooking, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see a great deal. So yeah, I'm out with a torch. If you remember a couple of episodes ago, I walked for about 5 or 6 miles and then ended up actually cooking in a place that was really close. Well, that's where I'm going today. So the walk's not going to be very long. We're going to be doing it by torchlight. I do have a separate torch to help me set up with, and today we're cooking a mixed grill. One of the subscribers, Finchy Outdoors, you should go check his channel out. He's got some really cool videos. Sometimes goes out with a friend of his called Bold Nomad. He's also got some good videos. They both get some awesome drone shots as well from the places they're going in. So yeah, go check them boys out. He mentioned do a mixed grill, and I thought, you know what, a mixed grill could be a bit difficult, but at the same time, it's not impossible. So by the light of the candles, we will summon the mixed grill. Just in time, the tram's on its way. But yeah, we're going to do a mixed grill, not too far away from where I've been before. It's actually quite bright, that is. Hopefully set up a couple of lights. We're literally going in there. You can't really see it. This light doesn't really work too well over there, but we're literally going into the little side of the tram track there. Hopefully you won't hear too much of it. So the reason why I'm doing this is simply because I was supposed to go out earlier on, and I couldn't go out because my daughter needed medical supplies at the school, which, you know, being a carer, that's literally my number one task. So had to go and sort that out. Then I got back home, dropped the bike off, put it in the shed, and I got a phone call from my younger lad's school saying that he's collided with a girl who's like about 8 foot tall. She's quite a unit, and she's knocked him flying. He's slammed his chin down on the ground, grazed all his chin, his knuckles, and done himself a little bit of mischief. I'm sorry that you can't see me very well. I'm not much of a picture to look at anyway, and if I have that in my eyes, I can't actually see where I'm going. So probably didn't think this through very well. But I've got my coat on today because it's actually dropped quite a bit. It's reasonably cool now. I mean, my hands are a little bit cold, but I'm not that far away from home, so I'll be able to get warmed up pretty cool. But yeah, he'd injured himself, knuckles and all that, so they wanted him to come home just for observation with head injuries and shit. So just check him over. He was fine, gave him some painkillers, and then he went back to school. So instead of wasting the day and sitting at home being all grumpy because I couldn't do what I'd planned to do, I just went to the gym instead. I thought, you know what, I can do a gym session in about an hour and a half, be back for them to let them in from school, you know, and then the possibility came to arise that I could do this in the dark, you know. So I thought, yeah, that could be pretty good. We'll go do some of that. But obviously, I didn't think the logistics of it through very well, because I'm now kind of like blind in one eye. There is still a little bit of light, but the reason why I came out now is so that I can get a bit of a walk in, because that's half of it. Half of it is the chatter, the talking, the getting out, you know, just talking through stuff, you know. It did annoy me that I had to go and possibly not be able to do what I wanted to do. Now, normally I record on a Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday if necessary, but I'm busy this weekend, with the kids. So that's just how it is, isn't it? You know, can't do it all. But I thought, you know what, I could just quickly sneak out. I mean, I do have some shopping arriving at 10 o'clock, so I do have a window of opportunity to get this done, and also get back in time. I mean, obviously it's going to be a mixed grill, so it's all meat. It'll be done relatively quick. It is rather weird being out here at night, because I mean, I've walked through these fields for absolute years. I mean, I used to see a girl over the other side of the fields there, and you know, I'd walk back on my own all the time, whether it was dark or not. But it's just a bit eerie, you know. It's a bit scary. Dun dun dun. Should probably concentrate on where I'm going. But yeah, if I had the head torch on the head, it just completely blinds out anything, and you just hear me nattering crap. So yeah, it's probably going to be about a 2-mile walk, if that, which, you know, it's not that bad. It's getting out, it's hitting that reset. I mean, half of it is the walking and the talking, and the other part is the cooking, you know, which is for me the main part. I'm not sure what part of the videos you guys like, but hopefully we get some good footage. I managed to set up some lights so that, you know, we can actually see what we're doing, because logistically, again, if I can't do it, I won't do it. You know, I'm not just gonna make a shit video just for the sake of wanting to get out. You know, if it all starts going tits up, I'll just kibosh it, you know, and that'll be that, unfortunately. But hopefully not. Hopefully we do manage to, you know, get a bit of footage of the cooking, get a lantern up in a tree. That's the plan. I've got one of these rechargeable lanterns that I read at night with when I'm in bed. So currently reading Silence of the Lambs, the Red Dragon. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the films, and I thought, you know what, I saw it in a charity shop years ago, picked it up for a couple of quid, and yeah, so far so good. Reasonably good read, you know. Silence of the Lambs. I mean, there is a bit of light from the park and ride thing there for the tram, but you know, you still can't see me if I put the light down. Oh, you can just when I come into the shot. Oh, there he is, look, the hobo wizard. That's what somebody called me on my homebrew channel, a hobo wizard. I was doing a live. Someone was like, yeah, you should really look after your beard and stuff, and then you wouldn't look like such a hobo wizard. I'm going to make a beer called Hobo Wizard, or Homeless Wizard is what they called me, but I think Hobo Wizard is a little bit better. So anyway, we're going to be coming up to a bit of road now anyway. I don't want to be recording on the road. It just draws attention to yourself, which isn't really something I want to do. So we will stop recording shortly, and we'll go and walk that little bit off camera, and then we'll get back on it, and we'll continue to waffle a load of shite, and we'll go from there. Whew. I think this jacket was a bit overkill. It's a down jacket. It's got like is it goose feathers or something in there? It might be synthetic, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a warm one. It's definitely going to help in the winter months, that's for sure. But here we are at the road, so we'll be back. So it's quite a bit darker now. We're nearly back into the field. Not done a great deal of mileage, done 1.05. So yeah, it's probably going to be about 2 and a bit by the time I get home, maybe 2.5. Which, you know, it's still getting out, even if it is literally just a very short window of opportunity. You know, it's still getting out and doing something, which is obviously better than doing nothing. So when I was younger, I was very, very, very outdoors kind of orientated. You know, when I was a lot younger, that is, you know, we used to go and call for people and knock on people's door to see if people were coming out, because we didn't have mobile phones at a certain point. We just knock on the door and say, yo, is Dave coming out? Or whatever, do you know what I mean? And if they weren't coming out, you knew then. None of this instant delivery of information from the internet and stuff. It was literally, you know, or you rang them, you rang their landline if your parents let you. Like my mum was like stringent, like you ain't using the landline. Why? Because it costs money. Now I understand now as an adult, obviously, but everything's a bit different these days, isn't it? So yeah, Finchy, your mixed grill. I'll let you know what I got. I've got some steak, I've got some gammon, I've got an egg, I have got some homemade rosemary butter, I've got some lamb, sausages. What else did I got? Or was that it? I think it was 5 things: sausages, gammon, steak, lamb. Oh, and yeah, and a piece of chicken. Chicken breast, which I'm going to open up, butterfly kind of thing, and cook it flat, I believe is what you're supposed to do. And I've got an egg as well, which is going to sit nicely on top of the gammon. Got a couple of Cumberland sausages, as they are my favouriteest. So I did the kids' dinner before I came out, and I'm just watching them chow down on it. Because we always talk at the table, you know, like what you've been doing at school and all that jazz. And they're all troughing, and I'm there like, oh God, I'm hungry. I'm like, and I was umming and ahhing whether I was going to do this or not. But my mate messaged me, is like, "Are you going out cooking then?" And I was like, you know what, I am. Bloody well am, lad. A bit of a random one. Again, we might not even be able to get any footage of the cooking and stuff like that. It could be difficult, but I do have a lantern that I can hang up, which should allow for a bit of footage of the cooking. Now I want to stay as stealth as possible, because I can't be bothered with people bothering me, especially not when it's dark and I can't see them. But you know, we'll tuck ourselves in like we did last time. I mean, last time I was in this spot, though, I think there was people picking blackberries, and they never even knew that I was there. Obviously, you got the sound of the cooking, which you can't really get away with. It's, you know, if you're cooking, aren't you? I've got to have this in front of me now because it's got dark, so I do apologise for the glare. But yeah, you need to be able to see what you're doing and stuff. So they were picking the blackberries. That's what I was saying, wasn't it? Yeah. So they were picking blackberries literally meters away from me while I'm cooking up some grub. I can't remember what I was doing. Oh, that was it. It was the stir fry thing that Red Swede Outdoors made the little wok sauce for. Oh my gosh, that was gorgeous. It was so good. We didn't use the packet of noodles flavour. We just kept that for a rainy day. It's in the bag still, actually, I think, weighing me down. Current bag weight, 15.2 kilograms. Because I'm carrying a bit of extra equipment to make this a little bit easier. I'm actually carrying both Trangias. I've got a 25 and a 27. So it's an extra, what is it, 800 grams or something for the other one. Can't remember now. And to be honest, I should have taken the kettles out because I don't need them. I don't need the pots or anything. Well, I do need one pot. I need the pot to put the stuff in once it's cooked. and then I can pop the lid on it to keep it warm, because it's going to get cold. As you can see my breath. So it has definitely dropped, and it's always colder in the fields anyway. But like I say, that path there was the exact path that I used to walk down every single evening when I was seeing this girl. I won't mention her name for obvious reasons. It's not polite. It's not a very gentlemanly thing to do. And yeah, my arm hurts and my bloody shoulders. Earlier on today, walked the dog round here, and they started doing the drilling. I'm assuming they're drilling into the water table so that they can get water to the houses that they're going to be building on here. I mean, you can't see jack shit, it's pitch black. But to me, it's not pitch black. To me, I can kind of see over there, you know, different shades and shit like that. But yeah, they started digging down with some drilling company. It's a real shame. I am really gutted about it. You know, I've lived around here all my life. I've played in these fields, I've walked these fields, my kids have played in these fields, walked these fields. So for it to all be turned to something, you know, that's going to be houses, it's just not all that great. So yeah, sorry I cut that out then. There was a motorbike coming from the side, so I just cut out the light. So stealth mode. Can't see me. I mean, like I say, there used to be a farmhouse on the right just here, and you know, it had been there since I was a kid. You know, we always knew that the farmer lived there as well when we were growing up, and it stood right there, which you can't even see. But yeah, after it had stopped being used, loads of kids were setting fire to it and causing a nuisance, so they just knocked it down, unfortunately, you know, and the land's all been cleared. Sorry, I need to put this in front of me, I'm losing my footing. Yeah, they had to knock it down because they just kept getting in there, setting fires, and it had a basement as well. So if someone got trapped in the basement and there's a burning building above them, you know, doesn't bear thinking about, does it really? It is a shame. But you know, the farmer, he's worked hard all his life, so if he wants to sell up, make probably a couple of million, to be honest, for the amount of land he's sold, I can't fault him at all. He's worked hard all his life. Growing crops around here is difficult, especially when you live so close to council estates. Now, I'm not dissing council estates, I grew up on one, you know, through and through. It's in my bones. But when you've got constant, what's the word, people throwing stuff in the fields and stuff like that, and you know, we used to be a bit of a nuisance and climb up his hay bales and maybe sometimes knock him over. Maybe. I'm not admitting to anything, it was a maybe. You know, maybe we used to pinch a couple of crops as well. I remember one time, I might have told you this before, when I was a lot younger, we realised that the farmer was growing some potatoes. So we was like, right, let's all go home, get bags, and we'll go get some potatoes. So we're all there picking these potatoes. Farmer's son comes flying down the field. God, you never seen me move so quick. I was gone, mate. I was gone with this bag of spuds, legging it. He's screaming at us, come back, you little beep. Got into my mum was like, what's that? I was like, potatoes. She's like, where you got them from? I was like, the farmer's field. She's like, get in, you grounded. But I tell you what, we had bloody potatoes that night. So we're not far from where we're going to be cutting in now. How much have we done? (1.7 miles). Not bad. It's not too bad. Well, it's an extra, it's 1.7 miles that I wasn't going to do today, so that's definitely a win. I mean, I've still got to take the DOGOUT. I don't know why I'm spelling it out here when he's not even here. But anywho, we're coming back to civilization now, so I'm going to dim the lights and we'll be back once we are inside. So we're in. What on earth is that? A wasp nest. Bloody hell. Do not want anything to do with that. Not today. So yeah, we're in, and I've got to watch my feet now because it is very uneven, and there's a bloody ditch right there. Then we come along a little bit and back up and through this bit. So the idea is to stay as hidden as possible for as long as possible. So we may very well have to dip the lights at some point. We don't want to get as far back as I was last time. Ideally in the same place, but I think I've took a wrong turn already. Need to go back this way. There's the track, look. Oops. I need to twist my ankle. Okie dokie. Yeah, past this oak. Yeah. I'm past this oak. And here we are. The humble abode. Now, unfortunately, there's not really anywhere where I can set up a lantern so I can see. So I'm going to have a quick scout around and be back. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to have take this bramble off me. I'm going to have my thing up in that bush, lantern thing, and yeah, looks all right. Now it looks like someone else has been here since I came, because last time I came there wasn't a walkway through there. But you know, it's all good. I'm going to set the lantern up there and cook some grub. That's a bit better, isn't it? So, got my lantern set up in that little bush there, and I think it's time to get set up. Okay, so we've got the fires lit. I'm going to be using both Trangias to make this a bit more efficient. I do like beer. I need to put that somewhere where I'm not going to keep knocking it in there. Righto, so because these are supposed to be grilled with a mixed grill, I'm going to put the simmer rings on straight away because there's going to be a lot going off. And to start with, I don't want to be inundated with many things to do all at once. So in fact, that was probably a bad idea because we need the pans to heat up first, don't we? Really, if I think about it. Some church bells off over there. Someone's getting married, and I know you can't really see me, which is a bit of a pain, but you can see what I'm doing until I get in the way of this one. Might have to come more from the side of me, I reckon. That might stop, so we'll try that angle. Hopefully that way you'll be able to see both pans and what's occurring on them. We're going to get some meat cooked. I'm going in with the steak first. Now we will probably knock these down temperature wise pretty soon, because we don't want them too hot. So let's just do that now, because they've heated up pretty good, and it will just maintain that heat then. As you can see, that's absolutely roaring. We don't want the pan to catch fire. So that's the steak in. Now we're going with the, you bugger, it's spitting at me. The lamb shank, or sorry, now in with the lamb, what is it, it's a rump, lamb rump. And I forgot utensils to flip the egg, so I'm going to have to do scrambled egg, I'm afraid, because I'm a bit of a douche and I screwed up, I'm not going to lie. I did wash them, but I just forgot to put them in the bag. I nearly thought that I'd forgot the flipping fuel, and I'd have been absolutely fuming with myself if I had. So what I've got here is just some homemade rosemary butter, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's just rosemary and butter, and we're going to baste everything with that because it's going to taste lovely. Even the scrambled egg. Can't believe I forgot the flipping utensils. Oh, we got a little shield bug. Come on, mate, move along. You don't really want to be on the Trangia, do you? Come on. Little dude. Dun, 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 dun. See you later. Right, so they're doing. We can get some sausages in at the side, maybe? I'm not sure. I might wait actually, because they don't take that long, do they? I don't know why, but all of a sudden visibility's changed. There's not really much I can do about it. I've got nothing else overhanging that's able to give me a bit more light. So let's give these a bit of a baste with the buttered stuff. And again, because they're supposed to be grilled, you know, they're going to take their time. Obviously I've got to fry them. I don't have any choice. I have to fry them. That's just the way it is. But I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic anyway. I'm sure. Let's try and turn the steak, see how that's doing. Yeah, that's not doing too bad. Lamb's doing alright. Probably needs more heat, if I'm honest. Let's pop the simmer rings off. To be honest, it does get going. just don't want to like overdo it and have it all overcooked. I mean, I like my meat well done anyway, to be honest. That's controversial, I know, but I like steaks well done. That's just the way it is. What's that? That's the chicken. Get some salt and pepper on them. Yeah. Like so. And give them another baste of the yummy McYum of that lovely rosemary butter. Just get all them flavours cooking in. Now, I'm not a chef. Obviously I can cook, but I like cooking, don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy it. This only came to light because of a YouTuber called Finchy Outdoors. He was like, do a mixed grill if you've not already done it, and I was like, do you know what, I've not already done it. Challenge accepted. So if you have anything that you'd like me to cook, possibly during the day, because it's a bit difficult to see what's going on, then yeah, do let me know what it is, and we shall see if we can accommodate it. I'm just trying to think if there's any way that I could get more light over here. I can't move the stoves now. Ideally, I need light up in that tree. Let me see if I can put my other torch up. I mean, it's a bit overkill. It's a bike torch. It's like many lumens. Just go and see if we can. Have I gone done it? I mean, there could very well be some glare, but if it gives us better visibility on what I'm doing, that is a bit better, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, that is better. I do apologise for the glare. I don't think I can do anything about it. Can I focus on that? No. No, there's nothing I can do about the glare, so it is what it is. And like I say, I do need to get back for my shopping. So let's crack on. I mean, that's looking good. It's not got much colour on it, but looking pretty good. So that's the beef and that, I'd say, half done. Now let's lob something else in. Where's my beer? Let's have some beer actually. So anyway, I don't mind telling you, I've picked up a couple of more Trangia kit. I will be cooking exclusively with Trangia stuff for now. I just like the build, I like the quality, I like the versatility. You know, you can use it in any weather. It's just great, you know. And I've become a bit of a fanboy of it, I do admit that, but when something works, it just bloody works, doesn't it? You know? It just works. See, that's that getting a bit more colour now. I just don't want to take the simmering off and then it just all hell break loose. So I'm going to have to not do the egg, I think, because I'm not putting scrambled egg with a mixed grill. That's just ridiculous. I do have a tomato, which I'm going to do at the end. Don't really eat tomatoes, but I've been getting into them. Generally speaking, I tend to dodge them. let's lob that in here so it can carry on cooking, but I can also get the sausages in on the other side there, because these won't take that long. Some Cumberland sausages. Now I've just realised I didn't bring any spare tubs to put any of this in if I don't eat it all. So the challenge also is to eat it all. Oh, that bloody egg's going to bother me, you know. I've literally got nothing that I could scoop it up with. I mean, I might try it with a spoon, you know. We'll see. Bit more black pepper. Can't beat black pepper. It's just the best. Now I'll keep them cooking in a little bit while we do these bangers. And what else is there? There's the gammon as well. Might be able to fit the sausages in there, you know, and get the gammon in at the same time. I think, so what I should have done is bought some grilled pineapple instead of, so yeah, let's get that in. Oh no, that's the chicken. I need to do that last because I need to touch that. So where did, there you go, gammon's here. I forgot about the chicken actually. So we don't need any salt for the gammon because the gammon is salty anyway, but we do most definitely need some black pepper and some rosemary butter. I've got a rosemary plant in my back garden, so I thought, you know what, I'll make some specially just for it. See how it goes. Could be very nice, you know. It's been sat in it all day infusing, so yes. They're not cooking very quickly. I think it's because of the simmering. But again, I don't want to cook it all really quick. Pardon me. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut the chicken, kind of slice it down the middle. I'm probably going to say that these the beef and the thing are done, so we're going to take them off now. Ouch. Get that lamb in there, and then we'll just cover that over so that that can do. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, what they call butterfly it, just so that it's flatter and it will cook a lot more evenly. I've got to try not to slice into my hand. And then I'm going to have to use some whites. Maybe some water as well, I've got a bit of water. Right, that can go in there because it's had chicken on it. Pan, is that pan hot? It is, but it's alright, I can do it. Ouch. Get that in there. Cooking while I get some whites. Should have got them out earlier on, really, shouldn't I? Thinking about it. Start a trash pile over by that empty bottle. So yeah, double Trangia. Don't think I'd carry them normally like this, because yeah, it's just extra weight. It's kind of unnecessary. Is it helpful? Yeah, because I can get more cooked at once. Is it practical? No, it's not. Not at all. But I do have two, so it makes sense, really. Sort of. Well, it makes sense to me. Bit more rosemary butter for the chicken. Everything's getting the rosemary butter. So I'm just going to baste with any juices that are from other stuff as well. Probably need some salt and pepper on that as well. Wherever the pepper went. Oh, the salt, sorry. Wherever the salt went. There it is. I found it. Just check the sausages. Yeah, they're not doing too good in there. Not really a great deal of cooking space for them. They are cooking, but it's like really slowly. I'm going to risk taking the simmer rings off. I'm going to risk it. That just went straight back on. Maybe it's a sign. Don't take the simmer rings off. Literally, I knocked it off and it came straight back on. So we'll have these done quicker. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the egg. I will try though, because you know, you got to try. You can't just give up. You got to try. It's what it's all about. Giving it a go. And that flame's licking around there quite bad. It's alright on this one, but on that one it's coming over the flipping sides. Nah. Simmering back on for that one. Jesus, man. That thing's going crazy. Yeah, spitting fat all over my flipping coat as well. So I've bought a couple of new Trangia things, bits and bobs, accessories and stuff that I'm going to be bringing to the channel in the coming weeks. I tend to only upload this one once a week because I do have priorities on my other channel, which is my homebrew channel. Not because I've got more followers, just because that's where I started, and that's, you know, I would say my main hobby is homebrewing. I don't really get much chance to do a great deal else these days. But I mean, it's a fantastic hobby to do because you're indoors. You know, you can be where you need to be in a jiffy. Yeah, a bit annoyed I didn't bring any utensils, but you know, it is what it is. I'm even using one. Ah, you bugger. hurt myself with some hot fat. I'm going to say the gammon's done, so that can go in with other stuff, and we can get the sausages over there. I'm not using the thingy, and they can just sit in the middle now until they're done. Chicken's going to take a bit longer, but that's alright. Just put the lid back on that, pop it down there, keep things nice and warm, because you don't want cold mixed grill now, do you? Hey? I know I certainly don't. Got a bit of parsley for garnish as well. A little bit longer. It's all falling apart now. Sausages are done. Douse the flames. Put that one out. Let's move the sausages over to the pan. Keep them all nice and warm. A little bit longer for the chicken, and which means we crack another beer. That's what that bloody means. I'm sure one of these has got a bottle opener on it. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Sees me get my keys out, doesn't it? So the reason why I went quiet is because there is a path just over there, and I could hear people walking around and playing music and that, so I didn't really want to draw any unnecessary attention to myself. I've clearly got flipping lights on, which kind of lights me up. The sizzling of the food, which again, it's not exactly discreet. I think that's about done, you know. I'm funny with chicken, I have to make sure yes. Come on. I can just sit on there for a sec while we close this simmering off. It'll go out eventually. There we are. Well, they can all cool down while I sort myself a plate of food out. A bit of chicken. of gammon. Some of that. Lamb. Sausages. I mean, I'm actually rather flipping hungry, not gonna lie. And then last but not least, the steak. Now I did forget to bring like a chopping board. Oh, that rosemary. Oh my goodness. We can pop them down, I reckon. There's still a bit of chicken left, but I've got plenty on my plate at the moment. Let's pop that down there, so it's out of the road. Now, unfortunately, I can't use my sharp knife because it's got a load of raw chicken on it. So I'm just gonna have to cut up as best I can with the folding stuff, which ain't too bad anyway. Just trying to arrange it so it can all be seen. Get the chicken above that steak. Again, wounded I couldn't do the egg. Well, I was going to try and do the egg, wasn't I? No, it's too late now. But it's not much of a money shot, but yeah, so I do apologise for there not being much sped up footage. I kind of forgot to do it. But I'm going to scoff this. Mixed grill. In the dark. I mean, it's 9:13 now. I'm going to scoff this. Drink that other beer that I've opened. Let's have a piece of all the meats. That steak was really good. I don't often eat lamb because of how expensive it is. But I do like it. Bit of the sausage. Cumberland. They're the only sausages you need. The butterfly chicken, or flattened chicken as it's sometimes known, in a mixed grill. Yeah, it's good. Everything's hot. Managed to keep it all hot being in that pan, which is nice. And last but not least, the gammon. Well, sometimes, oh, I didn't do the tomato. Oh well. Shit happens. So I'm going to scoff this. I'll be back in a minute. So, I've just remembered where I was meant to be going and why. So, there's a lady, right? Voices of Water Foundation, and basically she's campaigning. She's on a mission, right? She's walking every single day. I think she's on, I don't even know, she started on the 28th of June. She's been walking for like 3 months or something. And she wants you to go sign a petition. So I'm going to leave a link for it. I was supposed to be doing this next to the River Erewash, but I wasn't able to, obviously, as I've already said. So if you go sign the petition, that'd be great. What the petition's for is, it's to give rivers the right to not just be classed as an item, because that gives them the ability to be abused and have, you know, sewage pumped into them, industrial waste pumped into them and stuff. So if you could sign the petition, I'll leave a link. We're really grateful. She's on a really good mission. I actually think it's really, really good. Without rivers, no one would live inland. We'd all live on the outskirts, coastlines and stuff. So, yeah, go sign it. Yeah, I'd be very grateful if you'd go sign that. She still needs quite a few. You know, rivers, they're a life force. You know, they mean so much to so much of the natural habitat of England, Wales, Scotland and Ireland. But without a bill being passed, they're at risk all the time, constantly, from agricultural waste, industrial waste, and obviously just sewage and shit being pumped into them, which isn't fair. You know, biodiversity's really, really big on my agenda in life, because everything, even the smallest thing, you know, has a part to play. So yeah, go sign it if that's something that's interesting to you. And now I'm going to carry on scoffing. Too much meat. Couldn't finish it. I've had to put it in the tub that the egg was in, and put the egg in the bottom of the bag. If it breaks, it breaks. It is what it is. I don't actually have one of my red bags that I normally carry, I don't think. Or have I? Of course I do. Of course I do. To put all the dirty pans and stuff in, because then they can just get washed when I get in, or tomorrow. Oh, I struggled with that. I really did. Luckily I haven't got far to walk home.
Resuming.
Yeah, 2 miles. It's about another half a mile from home ish. Phone's on charge, which is why the audio is not coming through the mic. Otherwise it will be video over. So I am going to pack away. I am going to tidy up the litter, get everything in the bag, and we'll get out of here. There's not going to be an outro because I'm pressed for time. Got to get back within the next 30 minutes. It's going to take me 10 minutes to pack this away ish. It won't take 10 minutes, take 5 minutes. And yeah, so this time there won't be an outro. I do apologise if you like them. I quite like doing them. I like editing them as well. I think they're quite cool. It's a good aspect of the videos for me. They're the bits that I look forward to editing. Sometimes listening to yourself drone on is very boring. Like the other night, I was editing one for the homebrew channel, which is called Fermented World. And you know, I was just listening to my own voice and I was flipping nodding off. I was just listening to me chat crap about homebrew. Just falling asleep. Which isn't ideal. But anyway, let's get packed away and we shall leave no trace. Okay, so we're done. We have finished the cookout and we're off now. You can't really see, but there's nothing but trampled down bracken. Picked up everything that belongs to us, taking all of our rubbish with us. So, you know, bit of respect for the area and stuff like that. And now we are off skis. And I've figured out a way of holding the lantern on top of, I'm actually using the selfie stick that's in my pocket. I'm using the tripod, and yeah, I can actually hold the thing on top of it, which sort of allows me to navigate a bit easier as to where I'm going. We don't need to be stealthy anymore, so I'm not bothered the fact that there's a light on, and we're just going to follow this little track here. Like I said, when I first came here, there was not really a trodden path. If anything, it looked like it was more, pardon me, more of a path that was like, say, an animal run or something. You know, like a trip where an animal would continuously run over the same part. That's what it seemed to be. But back there, where I did actually stop, there was a bit that went a little bit further. Oh shit, you know, falling over a flipping mound. I think it's an ant mound. Yeah, it is. I've just destroyed their little flipping thing. Didn't mean to do that. That is not part of what we want to be doing. And then we hoik up here. Oh shit, nearly broke my ankle again. It's the same sodding bit as well. We've done the ditch. Just got to follow this bit of a track out now. Like I say, I'm not doing an outro per se, but I'll just record me walking out. That's where the wasp nest is, so we're not going to be hanging around for that. Hopefully I did get a bit of footage of it earlier on. Hopefully, because if not, I ain't going back to get more. That is for sure. And we're going to pop out now, so I'm going to turn the light off, and that is the end of the video. Thanks for joining me on this little cookout, and take it easy. I'll see you next weekend.